Hello and welcome to this new video. In this video I'm going to show you how to install Docker on Rocky Linux 9. So as you probably know, Docker is an application that makes it simple to run applications or application processes in a container, which are pretty much like virtual machines. But these containers are portable and resource friendly. So what you're going to need for this video is a Rocky Linux 9 machine with a user that is not necessarily a root user, but needs to have sudo privileges. So it's better to run the commands in this tutorial or in this video without a root user. So let's get started. So what is the first thing we need to do before installing Docker? The Docker installation package is available in the official Rocky Linux 9 repository, but this package may not be necessarily the latest version. So, in order to install or to get the latest version of Docker, it's better to install it from the official Docker repository. So, this part of the video is going to show you how to do that. But first, let's update the package database. So to update the package database, we need to run the following command: sudo dnf check update. And here it's asking me to provide the password for my user, so I'm going to do that. And it's telling me that it has done that. Next, let's add the official Docker repository. To add the official Docker repository, run the following command: sudo, I always miss the S, sudo dnf config manager --add -repo space https://docker.com/linux/centos/docker-ce.repo. Let's run this. It says configuration repo failed. I'm not sure why it's saying that. Let's review the command again. Sudo dnf config manager. Okay, I think in download, instead of typing N, I typed M, so that's why it didn't work. So now it worked. As you can see here, the link here is pointing to CentOS because there is no Rocky Linux specific repository from Docker, because Rocky Linux is based upon CentOS, so it can use the same repository. Now that this has been set up, we can install Docker, which is composed of 3 packages. The first package is the following: sudo dnf install docker-ce space docker-ce cli space container .io. Let's run this. Okay, it's working. Now it's asking me whether I want to download all of these packages, so I'm going to say yes, of course. 13 packages. It's going to download all of these 3. It's still at package 1. My internet is not the best, so I'm going to have to pause and resume the video. So the 3 packages I was talking about are these ones: docker-ce, docker cecli and container.io. You can install them one by one. I just put them all into one command. It's almost there, 99%. Okay, now the download finished. Let's say yes to installing. And it's done. After the installation has complete, start the Docker daemon. So just do sudo dnf systemctl start docker. It's going to ask for a password, of course. Sorry, there is no DNF here. It's just systemctl start docker. It's giving us warning, but never mind. Let's check if it has really started. So let's say here status of docker, and it says active and running. So you should be able to see this active running status. Lastly, make sure that it starts whenever your machine reboots. So to do that, just say sudo systemctl enable docker, and this is going to enable it every time your server or your machine restarts. So now that you have installed Docker, this gives you the possibility to run the Docker service or daemon, but also it gives you access to the Docker command line utility. Now let's see how we can run the Docker command without having to use the sudo command. So by default, when Docker is installed, a Docker group is created, and any user in that group can run the Docker command. So all we need to do is to add our user to the Docker group. So there are two ways to do this. Either you say sudo usermod -ag docker and then your username, and your username will be added to the Docker group. Or instead of using your username, you can say $ and then who am I. So these are two different ways to do the same thing pretty much. So in the rest of the video, if I don't use the sudo command, it's because I have added my user to the Docker group.